Everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be going over the markets. Just as usual, we'll be looking at the Bitcoin chart. We said yesterday we thought it was going to go up. Well, I said yesterday I thought it was going to go up. Anything good that happens is a we, anything bad that happens is an I, so I'll take responsibility. But I said yesterday that we thought Bitcoin was going to go up despite all the kind of evidence that it was going to go down further. Shot up just now. Is it going to stay up though? We'll look at the Bitcoin chart and see if it is going to stay up. If it went above 8,500, I'd be much more confident that's above the 200 MA. Not there yet. Is it going to get there, or is it going to hit resistance and come right back down again? So have to be careful with that. Don't get too exuberant about it and see if it's going to jump right up to 9,000, 10,000 or whatever. So have a look at that as well. We're looking at DeFi as well. There's a new report come out from dApp.com. We'll look at that as well, talking about DeFi and how it's the biggest growing kind of space in the dApps market as well. So we'll look at that as well. I think this is really important. We've been talking about DeFi for ages. A lot of people have been talking about it and how it's going to change kind of the landscape of crypto as well, and I truly believe it is going to change the landscape of crypto. So Q3 report is out from dApp.com. I'll share a link for that as well. Just make sure we're live, see if we've got anybody in. I think we've got a few people in just now, so I'm just going to jump over just now and see what the hell is going on. We have a few people in. I just need to get the pop-out chat. Okay, just make sure we're working okay. Hopefully working okay. Okay, we have Stephen King is in the house. Welcome to you. We have Honest Crypto Journey back with us. Good to see you here. Everybody loved your paintings, by the way. Stuart, you've probably seen that, and hopefully that's given you a wee bit of a boost. Not that you needed it anyway for your painting. Gina's in the house. Marcus Jafari, Mac Paulin is in. Gareth Passage is in. Come on, coffees and Tron started. Got coffee. I've just got my coffee as well. ZIlliqa is in the house. Mike D, one of our brown admins, is in the house. B is back with us. Gordy Boy is with us. Shakiza is in. Mike D, how did Ampleforth do? I wonder if anybody would remember. We don't know yet. I'm going to look at it. I don't know. The report is not out yet. It's coming out today. Hassan Khan is in. Crypto Knowledge Lions, one of the brown admins as well, is in the house. Our very own Jimbo. And he's got his own channel. If you click on his name there, you'll be able to get to his channel as well. Got his own group as well. Sokia Ngov is in the house. Mitch Dieter, Mark Innes is in. Good to see you, buddy. Go DeFi. Crypto Knowledge Alliance is saying live. Star, right. Oh, like and kicking, you've saying live and kicking. A Simple Mind song there. That's alive and kicking. Okay, we'll just jump into the markets just now, see what the hell's going on. We are up $10 billion in the overall market capitalization because of the Bitcoin price going up. We're up from 213 billion to 223 billion. Bitcoin dominance going down slightly to 66.6%. Just now, Bitcoin aggregated price across the exchanges, $8,264, which is up 4%, which is a big jump for Bitcoin. See who the winners and losers are. We have ABBC coin, Cosmos is up, Quant, Metaverse, Crypterium is up as well in double-digit greens. Who's in the red? Hardly anybody. We've only got about, 10% in the red, and a lot of them are True USD, USD Coin, Paxos Standard, and DAI as well. So probably got 8% in the red, and not by that much. Factum down, Carat Gold, Coin down, IOST is down as well. Leo down, I think that's gone down quite a lot. That's a Bitfinex coin. Centrality down as well, that was up. Eternity down, Educare, V-Systems, and that's it. So there's not that many down at all. BTC value is slightly different. So this is a Satoshi value, so you can see there's a slight difference there. You've probably got about 50% in the red, 50% in the green. There, probably less than that, probably about 40% in the green, 60% in the red in Satoshi value. But the USD value is going up, which is what a lot of people pay attention to. If you're looking to stack the sats though, I would pay attention to the Satoshi value. Okay, we'll look at the overall CoinMarketcap, see how many cryptocurrencies there are just now. We have listed 2,957 cryptocurrencies listed just now. This is cryptos with volume over 10k over the last 24 hours. And we have FN costs up 111% on 18,000 volume, not that much volume. Transcodium is up 107% on 110,000 volume, that's better. And look at the market cap under, well, it's 267,000 for Transcordium. I don't know anything about it, but it'd be worth looking into. This is why we look at this, just to see if we can find any kind of hidden gems. We've also got Bitbull is up another 107% overnight. It was 1,000% over the last 7 days on good volume, 219,000 volume, and it's still market cap of 3.1 million. Is it worth looking at that? I don't know. It seemed to have jumped up very, very quickly, but definitely have a look. Sphere is up again, 77%. It's up 621% over the last 7 days, 105,000 volume, so it's relatively good volume there. Soma is up again, 71% on good volume, and Soma is a market cap of under 300,000. Space Chain, 1.1 million market cap, 183,000 volume, up 71%. So there's quite a few jumping up just now with good market caps. And when I say good market caps, I mean under kind of 5 million or under 10 million is what we're looking for a hidden gem. IoTech shot up as well. That was on the radar yesterday, well, a couple of days ago, up 53%. Or 10 million volume, obviously most of that being on Binance, 26 million market cap. Okay, we'll look at the Fear and Greed Index. That has gone up slightly to 39, so people are less fearful. So we're kind of hitting the middle of the road between fear and greed, which is quite a good place to be with this as well. And Crypto Bubbles, what we're doing over the last, this is just a kind of visual representation of what we just looked at as well. Over the last 24 hours, this is in BTC value. Maximind coin down 29%. So it's a big drop for Maximind coin. IOST down as well. TUSD, I don't know how that's down. Lambda is down. Mana up is the biggest one, I think. Quant, Mana, Digibyte, XVG, Atom, all up. Big time as well. Look at the hourly. Maximind still the biggest drop at 5.5%. GNT, Golem down 3%. SC down, Link, Engine Coin, VeChain, BTT. Crypterium up 2.1%. XMX up as well. We'll just look at the USD. That'll change it slightly, just ever so slightly, so not much change there at all. Okay, we'll jump back to chat, see who else has joined us, if anybody. Nels Bull is in the house. London Bobby's joined us. McAfee Dex just went live after DDoS attacks, lots of coins. Yeah, I've not actually looked at it yet. I've seen the news this morning, it's just went live. Hassan can do leverage trade on Bybit. Any tips? I've traded on Bybit before. I still need to do the videos for the premium group. I've not done them. So what I was going to do with the videos is put $1,000 in and trade it for a week and just do the training for that as well. So I've not done that. That's for the premium group. So I've not done that yet. I have done it. I've been burned, but I just take too much risks on it and kind of shouldn't really do it, to be honest. But the way I teach is totally different. Ampleforth down 5.44% on 24 hours. That's Mike D. Yeah, it was up about 20% though, Ampleforth. And this is the one we spoke about yesterday, Ampleforth. Because Simetri, the research group from Crypto Briefing, is saying they're going to come out with a coin today, a coin of the month. It's in the DeFi space and it could be an excellent coin to get into. And they're saying it's under $2 million market capitalization. And I was speculating that it could be Ampleforth. But it was up about 20% yesterday. We'll just have a look at over 7 days. Yeah, it was up to 48 cents. It's now 42 just now. But before that, it was about 37 cents. Under 1 million. So I don't know if it is that. I could be totally and utterly wrong. It was just kind of my research. And see if my research skills are any good once it comes out later on today, I would imagine. I actually wrote to Han Cow as well, who is the CEO of Crypto Briefing, and just said to I wrote to him on Saturday or Sunday on Telegram, because I've spoken to him a couple of times on Telegram. I wrote to him and just said, any chance of finding out what the coin is that you're going to be talking about on Tuesday? And he said that would be going against regulations, so no, he couldn't tell me. I thought I'd give it a bash anyway. I knew he wouldn't tell me, but I just thought I would chance my luck anyway. So no, we don't know if it is Ampleforth or not, but in any case, it does look like an interesting project. Yeah, so down to 5.44%, but it was up about 20% yesterday. Okay, let's have a look at KuCoin. Who's doing well on KuCoin? IoTeX, obviously, that's on Binance and KuCoin as well. It's up 47% at the moment. And these are all ones I had on my list as well. But I can't name every single one that's crossing over on the daily, because it's probably about 75% of all the coins on Binance, and a lot of the coins on KuCoin have crossed over on the daily. So we're going to get, I think this might be kind of the start of an alt season. I think the alt season has kind of already started. We're seeing a lot of these coins popping. PPT has gone up as well. Again, that was on the radar as well, but if we look on, we'll go to that later. So these are ones I've got listed. I've kind of told, showed everybody this anyway. It's starting to go back down just now. Excellent. Request network is starting to go up. That was the one I called out yesterday or the day before. Had a high of 158. REQ, so go 158. So they're starting to jump up now. Up 7%, which is good. The good thing about October is there's no drawdown. There's hardly any drawdown so far. I need to go back and change all these just to see where the drawdown is. But the good thing is it's all went up before it went down. So we're getting a good October so far for the alts here. So ITEX is up. PPT was said. DAG, I kind of spoke about that yesterday, saying it was at 84 Satoshi. It's now went up to 108 Satoshi. So it's jumped by about 25%. And it was up much higher than that as well. Kind of spoke about that yesterday and said this would have been a good time to get in or top up on them. And it proved to be the case. I think that's going to be big in the future. DAG, where is that just now? 7.6 million for that. I'll definitely check out DAG as well. What else? Loki. That was one that was speculated to be part of Tika Tiwara's, and it kind of jumped up. I don't know what the percentage is. Jumped up 1400%. I think it was leaked. I think it was obviously false news. It was leaked to Tika Tiwari's kind of coin pick, and it was found out not to be the case. But it's jumped in any case. It's jumped about 257%, even without that spike. Still up 257% from where it was back in the middle of September. MVP is up, not much volume at all. Can't really quote that, so we'll have to look at the volume on KuCoin. The volume is nowhere near as good as Binance, but still some interesting a lot of interesting plays on KuCoin. KCS, I see the price. I spoke about KCS yesterday being a really good buy. I think it was just over $1. See what it is just now. $1.11, so it's up 10% from yesterday. What was it yesterday? $1.05 it was yesterday, so it's up 4 or 5% from yesterday. I still think it represents a really good buy as well. Look on Binance. It'll be very similar on Binance as well, I would imagine. Yeah, IoTeX up 42%. Damn it. I just wished I'd kind of called IoTeX and PPT as well. But I'll call the others. If we look on Binance, we'll look at the orange list. These are the ones in orange that are flagged orange are the ones I'm kind of currently looking at just now. And I kind of flagged these up probably about 3 or 4 days ago as possible contenders. It crossed over at 4097. It's nearly up 100%. So it shows me kind of RDN was kind of in there as well. 1652s went up 100%. RLC crossed over, that was flagged up, nearly up 70%. IoTeX was kind of flagged up as well. 44, it's went up 100% as well. So it shows me that the system that I've got for the premium group is a good one as well. What I was doing before is I was using kind of smaller time frames, but going back to the daily time frame is definitely the best one to use, and definitely the best indicator to use as well as using a couple of other things that I've got for the premium group as well. It shows me that the system is right, but I can't choose every single one of the system because there's so many that's crossed over, there's so many that's that are there to kind of jump as well. Okay, good time to look at Bitcoin price. 8,220, we did get up to 8,347. So we're going to put on the MA, and that's on the hourly. We want the daily here. So we can see we're still under the 200 MA, the daily moving average, that is. I use EMAs, exponential moving averages, which kind of puts more weight on the most recent prices. So it's not an average of the kind of daily prices, it's more weighted towards the recent prices. So, but this is the MA line, the 200 MA is kind of getting back up there, but needs to get to now about 8,600. If it surpasses that, if it jumps over that, then it would be extremely bullish on Bitcoin, going higher. But my thinking is it might get up to 8,500 and come back down again. So it's going sideways at the moment on the daily. We'll look on the 4 hourly. We're coming up for a crossover. Cross down over on the 4 hourly at 10,200 for a big kind of 25% drop. So that'd have been a good, brilliant place for a short. Round about these prices, probably wouldn't have gone at that price. You probably would have got in a short at 10,100 or something, 10,150. That'd have been a good short. It's coming up for a crossover, so this could be a good long opportunity as well. From what I see, looking at the 4 hour, the volume is up. You can see down here, if we look at here at the bottom, the average volume, that's the average volume, that yellow line is the average, and you can see it jumping slightly and it's going higher. So the volume is there in Bitcoin as well, which is good. And that's on Bitstamp, obviously. But we want it to be above kind of 8,500 or 8,600 now, to get above that 200 MA. If it gets above that again, that would be an extremely bullish sign and a strong momentum sign for Bitcoin as well. But the volume is there, you can see that it's jumped up here, so good volume here. So I'm liking that. So a lot of good signs for Bitcoin just now. Jump back to chat. If you want me to look at any charts, let me know in the chat area and I'll try and get to them as well. We'll look at the kind of news that I was going to be talking about as well. Gareth Passage, smash those likes, guys. Thanks very much, Gareth. Mushir Maitla is in. BTC will dump at 6k. It could well do. It might dump to 6k. Could well do. Steve, can you show the Super Guppy? Is that how it's spelled on BTC again, please? Yep, sure. So Super Guppy, we'll just go to calls list and we'll go to Super Guppy. No, that's, I need to, and go command, and that will open up in another tab. So this is a Super Guppy. This is a weekly Super Guppy. So this is a daily one. And daily one you can see is turned red now, which is not a good sign, but we're going by the weekly Super Guppy. And we're still in the green just now. So what I was talking about yesterday, if it gets to this bottom line, this bottom green line on the Super Guppy, if it gets to that line, then chances are that we're going to go down further. And usually, once we've hit that line previously, historically, when we've hit that line or just gone just below it, we've gone down by 50%. So it could be that it's going down to 4,000, but it's not hit that line yet. It's not hit that line. We can see if we go kind of below when it's green before. So it's hit this line round about here. And we can see it's went down by 55%. That was one time. And the last time, so this was the green here. It was green, and when it went down before, kind of went down 67%. I don't know if we've got another one to show you. So on the last twice, the last two times on a weekly Super Guppy, the last twice it's hit the bottom line of the Super Guppy. then it's went down by 50%. So that's a line to look out for, but it's climbing back up, which is good, which is really good. But what I was looking at yesterday as well, you have to look at historically what happens when it did turn green in a Super Guppy. This is what we were talking about yesterday. The first time it turned green, October 2012. So kind of almost, well, it was 7 years ago. So it lasted for a period of 427 days, and it rose by 9,600% from $12 to $1,169. The next time it crossed on a Super Guppy, or it turned green, it lasted for 700 days. So that's almost double. It's not quite double, obviously, from what it was previously, and but a half of the rise at 4,300%. So I kind of postulated there and said, okay, it's probably going to be about 1,100 days that the next Super Guppy crossover on the weekly is going to last, and if it goes up by 2,000%, what could we get? So we'll look at that just now and see, and bring it down. So I said 1,100 days, and it could go up 2,000% from 9,000 to about 192,000. So we're still in the Super Guppy phase, and we're still green on the Super Guppy. However, if it does hit that bottom line on the Super Guppy, then we could go down to around 4,000 or 5,000, round about there. Historically, looking at that, but it didn't. It's kind of bounced back up off the penultimate line on the Super Guppy there. So we'll see what happens there. I hope that helps, Mike. BQX, we'll look at the news story first, then we'll get to the charts. Okay, so this report that I was talking about. So I showed you kind of crypto briefing. I've showed you before. They've got a report out today. DApp's out, DeFi in. Dapp.com publishes Q3 report. This is from Crypto Briefing, and they do some brilliant research and Simetri research. I don't know if you've seen that. Simetri research, I've spoken about it before, and they do some brilliant research, and they've got a coin of the month coming out today actually, that they're going to release. It's under $2 million, and it's in the DeFi space, and they think actually, what did they actually say? I'm just going to read out what they actually said, because I found it the other day. So it's hand cow. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Right, Tuesday's big reveal. Right, so talking about the DeFi space in general. So on Tuesday next week, which is today, we will unveil a new Simetri research pick of the month, and the project we have selected has turned our heads in a big way. And that's big for Simetri to say that. As I said, they've got a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty about them. This is why I like them so much. And there's a link down below this video if you want to check out. DeFi is where some of the smartest investors in crypto are headed right now, because it plays directly to the strengths of our industry. And this project has immense potential. We found a token that checks all of our undiscovered gem criteria, i.e. growing industry, small market cap under 2 million, superior technology, expanding ecosystem, well-considered tokenomics, proven commitment to roadmap. Our initial assessment of this little-known DeFi project was so strong, in fact, that actually outperforms Cardano on our scoring chart. I don't know if you've seen the scoring chart for Simetri, or you've seen some of the reports that they used to do as well on Crypto Briefing, but it outperforms Cardano on the scoring chart, and the scoring chart for Cardano is really quite high. So if you want to get into that coin or get into that project, it's under 2 million market caps in DeFi space. There's a link down below for Simetri. If you kind of look at that, check it out. I love Simetri research. I love doing research myself as well. This is why I like it so much. So check that out, and they're going to release that coin. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you what it is. I've speculated what it could be yesterday and looked at it just briefly just now as well, ample forth, but I could be totally and utterly wrong. And that's just my own stuff. But they brought out a report or a kind of an article talking about Dapp's in, Dapp's out. We spoke about DeFi before, and this is Dapp.com. So Dapp.com just kind of looks at all the kind of Dapps out there just now and keeps track of them, see how many users there are, see how much kind of money is going through it, the 24-hour volume, etc. Wink is still the top. That's been the top for goodness knows how long. So there's been 61.47 thousand transactions with over 500,000 kind of dollars going through that. $500 million, sorry. $625,000 there. $500,000. So that's still the top wink. That's the one I got in. I really do see kind of gambling on the blockchain as one of the big things as well. And that's run by Tron, and Tron is the biggest one out there apart from Ethereum for dApps. EOS is kind of close behind it. Well, not close, but it's behind it as well. MPow Wallet. MakerDAO is coming up. So finance here as well. That's up 30%. 40% on 24-hour transactions, up 547% with 24-hour volume. So it's getting more and more kind of noticed in this space as well. But the Q3 report, and I'll put a link down below for you. If you go to Q3 dApp market report, so we'll just give you the key highlights. So overall market, dApps that built on 6 mainstream blockchains have performed a total transaction of 2.03 billion in Q3. But, sounds impressive, but dropped by nearly 40% compared to Q2. So that's kind of understandable with what's going on in markets as well. Less than 150 new dApps were launched in Q3. Less than the monthly average of the first half of 2019. So it's 164 new dApps per month in the first half of 2019. The activity of dApp users from all blockchains has also performed a huge drop in Q3. Only 36% of the dApp user from Q2 used dApps at least once in Q3. DeFi has gained a huge growth in Q3. Over 525 million USD was performed by finance service dApps in this quarter, and the Ethereum DeFi dApps contributed over 88% of the total volume under the finance sector. Finance has become the second largest category in terms of volume in Q3, and 500,000 new users have access to dApps in Q3. Over 138,000 of them started picking up dApps for finance services, and over 170,000, 34% of them, were brought to space by gambling dApps. That's dApps like kind of Wink as well. So it's got the kind of statistics for Ethereum dApps and EOS dApps and Tron dApps. I'm going to show you this. Tron has added another 500,000 users on the mainnet in Q3 with a total of over 3.7 million mainnet addresses. It had become the largest blockchain platform that launched since 2017. Tron is still the second most popular blockchain for building dApps right after Ethereum, and Tron dApps were dominated by gambling dApps, the least diverse among other blockchains. So this is a big report, and it's got some interesting kind of stats on this as well, and I'll kind of post a link for you as well. But you can just type in dApp.com Q3 2019 report, and you'll be able to find that in Google. But interesting. So DeFi is gaining more and more all the time. 1 second. The mainstream blocks, that's what I wanted to tell you about. Ethereum, EOS, Tron, Steem, Tomochain, and IOST as well. So that's the 6 main stream blockchains that dApp kind of reports on. So check it out, it's worth a read. It's really interesting. So the question would be, a lot of people would be watching this would think, I would imagine, I'm not telling you what to think, but I would imagine that you're kind of thinking, well, how do I get into DeFi? Because there's lots of different projects in the DeFi space. And that's true. This is why I'm kind of going to show you something just now. That's not it, that was the news. No. So I was going to show you some news headlines as well, but this is it. So it's DeFix. I told you about this before a couple of weeks ago, that on the NASDAQ there's a new index that's been launched called the DeFix, or Decentralized Finance Index, and it consists of, at the moment, Augur, Gnosis, Amovio, Numerai, Maker, and 0x. These are the ones that are in it just now. And they're going to bring out a fund. It's run by, I can't remember, the Exante. I think it's run by Exante. And they're going to bring out a fund where you can go into them. Yeah, it is Exante platform this fall. So they do a lot of kind of this kind of stuff for the financial kind of markets as well. So the fund will be launched on the Exante platform this fall. So you can invest in a fund like this or an index like this, or what you can do is start buying the kind of components of the fund, i.e. Ogre, Gnosis, Amovio, Numerai, Maker and 0x. So we'll just have a quick look at them. So Ogre rep, which is a good project, is $8.50 just now, circulating supply of 11 million. It's not got a total supply here. And you can see that's way down. It has been as high as $90, $107, and it's down to $8.50. Now, my thinking is, once this goes live and the fund goes live as well, that you can buy into this fund, there's going to be fund managers once kind of regulatory compliance comes through okay. Once that comes through okay, then you're going to get these fund managers dipping into this index fund and buying it for other people as well. So this has not even started. The fund has not really started yet, but more and more people are going to be buying this for that particular reason, just to get into an aggregated kind of space like this and saying, okay, I don't want to buy them individually, I want to buy the index fund, much like buying a FTSE fund or tracking fund or something like that. And it's still in its early stages. So look at the next one, Gnosis. So it's $14.79, total supply of 10 million, circulating supply of 1.1 million Gnosis just now. And Gnosis has been as high as $392. So it's another one that's in the DFIX index. So you can see the potential here. And I'm not kind of trying to push this in any way. I just think the potential is going to be huge for the DFIX space. And the other one was Amovio. That's one of the smaller ones. So that's VO. It's $97. Total supply is 68,000. Market cap is 6.43 million. I never looked at the market cap of the other ones. 16 million for Gnosis and 93 million, which is the highest one for Ogre, and still could go places. But this Amovio, 6.4 million just now. Total supply 68,000. Circulating supply 66,000, and it has been as high as $166. So, and it's not, well, I say it's not long out, it's only been out on Coinmarketcap this year, February of this year. So that could be one of the big rises if you want to do that individually. Numerai, that's been out for a while. I say Numerai, it's Numeraire. No, it's Numerai it comes under. I think this is the one. Total supply 2.3 million, circulating supply 1.3, market cap 7 million, but it has been as high as $158, now $5.51. We'll look at the other one just to Maker as well. Market cap 453 million. Total supply 1 million, or circulating supply of 1 million, $453 just now, but it has been as high as $732. And the last one that's in this, 0x, possibly a good one as well to get into individually. For being in this, 138 million market cap, supply is 1 billion, 600 million circulating supply, which is 60%, has been as high as $1.92, it's 23 cents just now. So that could be how to get into kind of DeFi space, is look at something like an index, or just kind of buy these yourself. It's got here, this is a percentage, the weighted percentage of what they've got in this index. And we'll also look at here as well, we'll go to and look at the DFIX, see how much it is. $101, or 101 just now. That's I keep saying dollars, it's not dollars. We'll go to the daily one. So you can see here, it's been up and down. It's just started. This is on the Nasdaq. Started off at 94, kind of went up to 114, down to 100 just now. The lowest it's been is 85. So this is literally just starting. So I think this could be a good way to get into the DeFi space. But obviously look for ones like Amovio and see what's going to be happening with that. Think broader terms, think longer term as well. Amovio could be a really good hidden gem actually. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. We'll just get back to the chat. Mike D, thanks very much, mate. My pleasure, Mike. Gary Stewart is in the house. What is it you say? Do your own research. Definitely do your own research. Hassan Khan, Crash. DNT, please. We'll look at that. I'm all in on VeChain and XRP right now. Excellent. VeChain, I've just called I think I called it 43. I think that's going to double. I think the reward to risk ratio is really brilliant on that. Crypto Dread, thanks for your research and content, much appreciated. My pleasure, mate. Thanks for tuning in, especially this time in the morning, at 4:12 in the morning. VR, have you looked at Seller? It looks very interesting. Okay, so time to look at some charts. And then if we've got time, I'll look at a couple of headlines as well. All seem to run out of time now. Right, BQX was the first one. We're not looking at the Super Guppy one. BQX, BTC. So crossed over in daily, and coming off this all-time low, closing low of 623. So just look at this. So we'll say that is the all-time low. I don't know if it is the all-time low. We'll just go to the weekly. Yep, there is the all-time low. So it looks like a terrible chart on weekly when you look at it. Crossed down back in June 2018 and didn't really recover from there. It crossed down at 31,000. It's now at 749. So it looks terrible from that point of view, but it's not unusual for a lot of the cryptos. On the daily, it crossed down over on the 1st of August 2019 at 1,216. It's crossed back up over on the 3rd of October. So that would be, for me, and kind of looking at, we'd have to look at the volume as well. Have we got the volume there? Ah, we've not got the volume. Volume, we'll just go to the ordinary volume. And we'll go to style, volume MA, and we'll go to a yellow one just so it's clear. And we'll go to that. Okay, that. So volume is above average just now. I like to look at the volume as well as a few other indicators when I'm making calls. But the volume is above average, which is good. So I would say that is a buy at the moment, short term buy just now, and this could jump up. Just get rid of that. So Ethos looks good. I know they're changing their name as well, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's actually could be a good thing. DNT has been a call as well, but we'll look at that as well. I'll get rid of this. DNT, BTC. So again, we can see the volume picking up there as well, which is a good sign, which is kind of indicative of the price kind of going higher as well. Is at 88 just now. It's definitely a buy just now. DNT, I think, is going to shoot up within the next couple of weeks. If Bitcoin behaves itself, if it grows steady or steadily goes higher, then DNT, I think, is going to shoot up, and you could see 50 to 100% at least on that as well if Bitcoin behaves itself. If Bitcoin starts dropping to 7,500, 7,000, 6,500, you're going to see a lot of the alts coming down as well. But at the moment, the way it is just now, DNT is a brilliant buy, I think. VeChain and XRP. So what they're doing just now, just crossing over. It's still at 43 just now. It did get up to 44. Volume, I'm not so keen on the volume. That's the only thing I don't like about VeChain at the moment. The volume, there's no kind of increase in volume there, but steadily going high. The price is steadily going higher, but on little volume. I'd like to see the volume going up. However, the risk to reward ratio is really good here. So I would say if you risk $1, you could gain, I don't know, about $3 or something. If you've got a 5% stop loss on this, I think it's a no-brainer to get into VeChain, to be honest. It's going to survive the altcoin purge. Too many good things going on with it. This is going to blow up. I would imagine fairly soon. So we've got kind of here first to 49, so it's going to go up to 49, then it's going to go up to 61, had the resistance there, 79, and then we're all the way up to the hundreds again. So VeChain will come back up. I think it's a brilliant long-term play. Do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. Put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on, and all that. I'm not your dad or anything. Do your own research, but VeChain, extremely interesting. Seller. just like a seller. So these kind of IEOs that kind of Binance came out with, they've not really done much. So I would imagine these will start moving soon. It's not at the moment though. Volume is down. No, it's not down. It's just I'd like to see more volume on it, but these can pop anytime. Again, the risk to reward ratio is really good on this as well, because you've got the all-time low closing price of 50. So if you put your stop loss, if you went in just now on seller and put your stop loss in at say 48, I know that's slightly higher than kind of 10%, but for the long term bet, I think this is a brilliant one to look at as well. Again, do your own research and all that stuff. But you've got the next resistance would be 83, and then you're talking about say 176 for resistance. Yeah, I think that's a really good one. Speculative, and the volume's not there just now. So if you want a confirmation, I'd wait on the volume going up and the price ticking up a wee bit more. But the reward to risk ratio is really, really good on this. Hasn't can BT surprise dropping. Should it be of concern? 8180. Yes, of course it should be of concern just now, but we've got this kind of band at the moment. We're trading it in this kind of channel just now. That's not that channel. Kind of trading in within this channel at the moment. So you can see here we're trading between 8,500 and 7,800, $700 channel just now. So what I'll be looking at here for the price, obviously not to drop below there. It could be that we're going to drop further from here, but if the $8,000 holds, then I'd kind of be happy. But I wouldn't be 100% bullish on kind of the Bitcoin price going up further from here. There's no way I could do that. So I'd still be 50-50 on it, to be honest. I said yesterday when it dropped, we were kind of dropping down here to the kind of 7,800. I thought it was going to go up. It did, but if it goes above 8,600, then I think we could be sitting pretty with this. Or if it crosses over in the 4 hourly and we get volume on it, which we've got the volume, and it crosses back up over here, say in the next 12 hours, then I'd be much more bullish on it. At the moment, it's still precarious just now. So it's using the 50 EMA as resistance. Just now we can see here, if we get this off, take that off. If we look at the 50 EMA here, this is on the 4 hour, it's using it as resistance at the moment. Kind of broke through it, but we've still got a bit of resistance there on the 50 EMA. If we stay above that and it's used as support, then it'd be much more bullish as well. So it is of concern, of course, yeah. Nebula is doing well. Nels Bull. XM 5768 crossed over. Volume is up slightly, not that much. So yeah, so where is it? It has to break 6054. So it's broken. So we've got kind of cup and handle there almost. So it might come down and then kind of shoot back up. So it could go up to 8,900 for Nebula if it continues in the same kind of vein. But we're still to break 6,377 as resistance there on the daily as well. If it breaks that, then you're laughing. But from here, you're kind of looking at it going up to 6046, coming back down slightly and shooting back up. So that's doing well as well, yeah. Doge, Gareth Visage, Doge. Look at Doge. Don't tend to look at Dogecoin. 28 Satoshi at the moment, coming up its all-time low at 23 Satoshi. I don't know, well, it's not its all-time low actually. All-time low is 14, it's probably been lower than that as well. But it's still low. I don't know too much about Doge, obviously. I know the usual kind of stuff that everybody else knows, but I've not looked at the project, not looked at anything else with regards to Doge. But Doge could be one of those that just kind of shoots up one day and it just stays up. It has been as high as 190. Probably higher than that. 401, 233. So somebody might just take it on, it just kind of really takes off. I know it's been out for ages as well. If Bitcoin can stay moving sideways, all your day traders can make a few quid on the alts today. Yes, definitely. It's only if Bitcoin drops by say $300, $400, $500, people start to panic. They'll start to sell the alts, and Bitcoin kind of fall further. So will the alts fall as well. But if it stays steady within a kind of range of maybe $200-$300, then it's going to be kind of altcoin season and until such times as it kind of drops. Even if Bitcoin goes higher slightly and it just moves up steadily, then that's a good sign for the alts as well. Doge was created as a joker coin. Yeah, it was indeed. It was created as a joke, but look what's happened with it. News stories I was going to look at very, very quickly. Bitwise Bitcoin ETF expected to be approved in less than a week. So the Bitwise offered Bitcoin ETF will once again approach the regulatory approval of the US Securities and Exchange Commission in just a few days. So we've been trying this for ages now. Now, with October 13 being the final deadline, the SEC will once again need to make a decision to either approve or reject a Bitcoin-based exchange-traded fund from Bitwise Investments. So it's got, 5 days to decide what it's going to do. Now, this it's changing all the time, this kind of ETF kind of thing. I know we kind of spoke about it in the past as being a big thing. I don't think it's such a big thing, but when it happens, I think it will help as well. But it's changing all the time, and the market is changing, so the SEC are going to view the kind of market differently each time. So kind of Bitcoin's been relatively stable, although it's just dropped kind of $1,700, $2,000 over the last kind of couple of weeks. But it's been relatively stable. Backed has now come out as well. Hopefully they see that as a good sign to kind of stabilize the market and for Bitcoin to find its true value as well. So they might see it differently this time, hopefully. And I think Bitwise are just going to go at them again and again and again until they do see it differently. So that's coming up to look forward to. Hong Kong Securities Watchdog issues rules on funds investing in crypto. It's much the same as the kind of funds just now. There's a lot of stuff happening in Hong Kong just now with the riots over there just now, which is it's a shame actually what's going on over there. Kind of seen some of the news stories as well, but they're kind of fighting for the rights, the human rights just now. The kind of big kind of riots going on just now with the police and the rioters as well. So yeah, Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission (SFC) has issued regulations for fund managers investing in virtual assets. It's good that regulation is coming out about this. So this is a 37-page document. So what they're saying is fund managers investing in crypto assets must have at least 3 million Hong Kong dollars, 382,000 of capital, similar to the minimal amount required by the SFC. Asset management licensees, which is an independent compliance officer, needs to be appointed, and detailed compliance procedures must be drafted. Crypto fund managers must appoint a third-party custodian, and the assets of the fund and the fund manager must be kept separate, which is what they do with the fund managers and traditional as well. Fiat currency must also be kept separate at licensed Hong Kong financial institutions or in a jurisdiction approved by the SFC. And when choosing a custodian, the fund manager must establish that the institution is capable of dealing with virtual assets. So there's more and more things, or more and more regulation coming out with regards to crypto, but particularly what I'm interested in as well is fund managers. Once the fund managers get in there, because they'll be itching to get into crypto, and the fund managers will be itching to get in there. Once that starts to happen, that's when you're going to see a lot more money pouring into the kind of crypto space, and people will be buying up Bitcoin. As soon as more and more fund managers come through, this is in Hong Kong, but once that happens, kind of China, Hong Kong, kind of Asian communities as well, and then America, Europe as well. Bitcoin is just going to be bought as a staple to put into kind of funds as well, but then you're going to get all these smaller funds as well. So it's going to be really interesting when the fund managers really get their hands on crypto, and I think that's going to be within the next year or so. So it's going to be interesting watching that space. CNBC crypto analyst suggests Bitcoin price will rally higher. Just talking about the price rallying higher here. I'm not so sure, but we'll need to wait and see. This is kind of Big Chad's talking about it as well. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter. Big Chad's is talking about this. The Bitcoin price is moving higher, possibly moving higher. He's talking about all the kind of different charting options as well. Fundstrat's Tom Lee says the Visas of the world could be long-term winners. Tom Lee, managing partner, blah, blah, blah. Fundstrat. On last week's episode of The Scoop, Lee told the block that players like Visa, MasterCard and Facebook will likely emerge as market leaders, but that isn't the backbone of Fundstrat's investment thesis. The crypto piece of any traditional equity today is really a call option because it's not going to be the source of intrinsic value or the central thesis for any of these companies, he says. Still, Lee said he thinks companies like Visa will become huge winners in a decentralized finance world, supplanting many bank functions. I don't think so. With the companies just now, Visa, kind of MasterCard, Facebook, I don't even know if Facebook Libra will get out of kind of the starting blocks, but Visa, MasterCard are tough to disagree and say companies like MCO are going to come through, but they'll still be using the likes of kind of Visa, MasterCard, etc. But I think they'll come through on their own and kind of move away from that. But what they're talking about, Visa, MasterCard, will still be there, underlying there as well. But I think companies like MCO, I was looking at spend.com as well, but I'm not so sure about them as well. But I was looking at them as well because they had the card out. But a lot of people not good on social media talking about them just now, and I'm just trying to dig in to see if I can find out any more. The client profile is changing. Fidelity Digital Assets exec says new players are entering the crypto fold. Just talking about the typical profile for people coming into the space is changing. So more and more people are coming into the space. I'm kind of aware of the time here, so I'm just looking at that. McAfee Dex is live and already surviving its first DDoS attack. So it's had a DDoS attack already. I've not checked this out, so I need to check it out and see what it's all about. So it's live and up and running just now, and by all accounts it's got good trading volume on it as well. So I'm going to look at that later on as well, but it's live just now if you want to check that out as well. John McAfee, as could have been predicted, DEX speed has slowed due to the humanist DDoS attacks that follow my every release of anything. We're adding nodes and speed. It should be up to par in a few moments. I love the negative adoration of my trolls. They are proof I'm doing something right. I love his optimism. And John McAfee just managed to spin everything and talk around. He's just a nut job, but I do like following him, and I do actually quite like him. He's very contrarian. Okay, jump back to chat for the last time. I can't believe an hour's gone past already. Andreas is in the house. Good morning to you. B, cheers Steve, some great info today. Hope everyone makes a few quid today. Hopefully B. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Mitch Dieter, thanks Steve. More positive for alts. It is more positive for alts at the moment. And we'll just see what happens with Bitcoin. DEX seems a bit plain. It kind of looks it from the images there. As long as it works and is kind of good and they've got liquidity there, that's really what you're looking for from a DEX. Okay, I can breathe now. I just like to cram as much in as possible. So this is a last look at the Bitcoin price. Yep. So hopefully we can hold this and bounce off the 7 EMA there, and just hopefully we can get above the 50 EMA and we can get a crossover on the 50 EMA as well. That'd be quite cool. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I always enjoy your company, having a wee cup of coffee and chatting crypto. And I hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes. the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.